Hello. Today's talk is about a global issue that everyone seems to know about, but nobody seems to do anything about. It is climate change. In particular, I'd like to explain the reasons why deforestation happens on a massive scale. This will then lead me on to a strange fact about modern life, which is food waste. As most of you will know, trees provide oxygen and help to stop the build-up of CO2 in the atmosphere. The major rainforests in the world are situated in South America, the South American rainforest, but there are also important rainforests in Indonesia and Africa. The two most important reasons to keep rainforests are firstly, like I just said, to regulate the climate, and secondly, to provide a home for the vast numbers of plants and animals that live in them. It should be noted here that many medicines are found from plants, so they have an important role in our lives. 1 hectare of lowland rainforest may contain up to 1,000 trees and up to 300 species of plants. It's been estimated that about 36 football fields worth of trees is lost every minute of every day due to deforestation. Experts believe that about half of the world's tropical rainforests have been cleared already. And there are 5 reasons why deforestation happens. I'll explain them. The first is cattle ranching, meaning raising cows for meat. Many rainforests in Central and South America have been burnt down to make way for cattle farming, which supplies cheap beef to North America, China and Russia. It is estimated that for each half a kilogram of beef produced, nearly 20 square meters of rainforest is destroyed. However, the deforested land cannot be used for very long. The soil is of poor quality, and without the forest, it quickly becomes very dry. The grass often dies after only a few years, and the land becomes desert. The cattle farmers then have to move on and destroy more rainforest to create new grassland for the cattle to graze on. The second reason is logging, i.e. chopping down trees for the timber or the wood. This is believed to be the second largest cause of deforestation. Timber companies cut down huge trees such as mahogany and teak and sell them to other countries to make furniture. Smaller trees are often used for the production of charcoal. Vast areas of rainforest are cut down in one go, and the most valuable trees are selected for timber to build furniture, leaving the others for wood chipping. The third cause is agriculture. Much of the fruit and the cereals like corn that we buy from tropical countries have been grown in areas where tropical rainforests once thrived. The forests are cut down to make way for vast plantations where products such as bananas, palm oil, pineapple, sugarcane, tea and coffee are grown. As with cattle ranching, the soil will not sustain the crops for very long, and after a few years the farmers have to cut down more rainforest for new plantations. The fourth reason is mining. The developed nations relentlessly demand minerals and metals such as diamonds, oil, aluminium, copper and gold, which are often found in the ground below rainforests. The rainforests therefore have to be removed in order to extract these minerals and metals. Poisonous chemicals are sometimes used to separate the waste from the minerals, for example mercury, which is used to separate gold from the soil where it is found. These chemicals often find their way into rivers, polluting the water supply which local people depend on and killing the fish and other animals that feed on them. The fifth reason is the search for oil. Rainforests are seriously affected by oil companies searching for new oil deposits. This is incredibly damaging, as often large roads are built through untouched forests in order to build pipelines and to extract the oil. These roads encourage settlers to move into previously pristine forests and start farming or cutting more timber for the sale and production of furniture and charcoal. So those are the 5 reasons why rainforests are cut down. Let me return to the first and the third reasons now: cattle and agriculture. As people become wealthier throughout the world, the demand for meat increases. As an example, the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization estimate that since the early 1960s, meat consumption in China has risen from about 4 kilograms per capita per year to over 50 kilograms per capita per year nowadays. In Brazil, it has risen from 23 kilograms to 81 kilograms per capita per year. Although these are large increases, they are still well below the Americans, who consume a massive 122 kilograms of meat per capita per year. That has risen from 85 kilograms back in the 1960s. So the biggest increases are seen in countries with rapidly expanding economies, the countries where people are getting wealthier. But the highest consumption is still in the established developed countries like the USA and those in Europe. The third reason was agriculture. Nowadays we can buy food from all over the world at any time of the year for very cheap prices. The reason for this is increased agriculture around the world on a very large scale. If the demand is there, so farmers will grow more and more. The more they grow, the more they sell, and obviously that equates to more money for them. In my introduction, I mentioned food waste. That is, food which is purchased but then not eaten and thrown away, or food which is bought by the supermarkets for sale but is not sold and therefore thrown away. In my own kitchen, there are 2 bananas that are over a week old and slowly going a bit black and not very nice. I sometimes find half a cucumber in the bottom of the fridge that is over a week old and going a bit too soft to enjoy. People waste their food. They buy it, don't eat it, and it ends up in the rubbish. The supermarkets where we buy our food are forced to throw away unsold food that is past its sell-by date. An estimated 7.1 million tonnes of food is thrown away in France each year. 67% of it by consumers, 15% by restaurants, and 11% by shops. The figure for food waste across the EU is 89 million tonnes. The UK supermarket chain Tesco estimates that it generated 30,000 tonnes of food waste in the first 6 months of 2013. Of that total, 21% was made up of fruit and vegetables and 41% of bakery items. The worst offender for waste is from salad, which is bought in a bag, of which 68% is thrown away. So we have this very strange situation where forests are cleared for more agriculture, but a huge amount of the food produced ends up as waste because it is not eaten. Tesco reckons that the average family throws away £700 worth of food every year. It's crazy. Now, I'm not really sure what the answer is to these problems. There is no single quick fix to food waste. It is also impossible to tell farmers not to cut down trees to create farmland. They have a right to make their lives better by growing more and selling more. So perhaps this is a topic you might like to research in more detail. Thank you.